For this video, we're going to be talking about a more advanced tool, more advanced feature, which is called on-demand playback. So in order to explain this to you guys, I'm going to be creating a scenario here, a case. And to create that scenario, to create this case, I'm going to be using some other concepts we talked about on previous videos. So it's really important that you have been watching those. So please make sure to watch those before you watch this one in order to understand everything, okay? So the on-demand is basically a playlist, an item, a campaign that is published to be played back only when it's demanded to be played back, okay? And there are a couple ways for us to demand that playback. So let's actually choose, first of all, what will be the content we are going to be publishing on demand, okay? Let's choose this one. This is a sale composition I have created before, so I can right click, I can click in publish. Let's select the player. There we go. And down here, I'm going to click here in how to play and select play on demand. Okay. And for now, I'm just going to leave it like this and click in publish. Okay. So if we go now on players and click on the player, we just published the content too. We can click here in content and player and see that we have a triggered content now. So we have a campaign published on primary loop, and we have a content published on triggered content, which is on demand, the content that we have just published. So I'm going to open my player here. I'm opening this player on my computer just to show you how it would work, but keep in mind that the player is actually on the screen that you're going to be using, right? The digital signage screen actually. So we have it there. In this content here, this triggered content is not going to be played back ever if I don't demand it to be played back. Okay, to do that, we could be simply clicking here on display button, select how many times I want this to be played back, and if I click in play, it's going to instantly start a playback, as you can see right here. Okay, and we could be also stopping it by clicking here, and it's going to go back to the previous campaign we have there. Okay, this is one way of triggering the on-demand content, and the other one is actually with a URL. Okay, to generate the URL that is going to trigger the content, we could be clicking here and simply copy this URL. So if I open my browser and I paste the URL and launch it, it's also going to trigger the content. Okay, as you can see on my browser, it only shows me an OK message here. Okay, and a great thing that I can do with this feature is I can be redirecting the person who uses that URL to a different URL. So I can click here in edit and select a URL to be redirecting that person to. So I'm going to be going to OnSign TV website here. I'm going to be copying the website and paste it here and click and save. So now if I copy again the URL to play back the content, let's just take a look to the player and see if it's playing back the other campaign. Okay, there it is. So I can open a new browser here, paste the URL that triggers the campaign. Let's see it there. And I want to click in enter and open the player. There you go. It's triggered, and now we are redirected to the specific website we choose. Okay. But there is one thing that is a little bit nicer to do, which is using QR codes. And we could be using the QR code on the actual campaign that is being played back here. So what I want to do now is actually include a QR code to this right top corner here. So the person could be reading that QR code with their smartphone and triggering this sale content. So let's go there to the campaign. I'm going to be clicking on the campaign here. We're going to be editing the layout. So we could be adding a QR code. So I'm going to click here in edit. I'm going to edit a division. I want a square division, so I guess it should be looking something like this height. And I'm just going to match the height with, let's put 150 and width 150. Okay, we're good, and I'm just going to drag it up here. Okay, and now I can click in Save Layout. Okay, that's okay. So I'm just going to select here the content we were talking about, the layout we were talking about, we just created, and here I can see the third timeline for the actual third frame we created. And what I want to do now is click here in New and create an app for QR codes, which is right here on the Text and Scrollers tab, QR code. Let's call it QR code. Very creative. And paste the trigger link that we could extract from the player page and click in Save. After we do that, we could be simply dragging the QR code into that frame and click in Save. It is saved. After it finishes the loop, which is 10 seconds, it should be adding the QR code to the campaign. There we go. Okay, so now we have the QR code there on the top, and I'm going to be using my smartphone while I'm talking to you guys and actually read the QR code. I'm reading it right now, and I'm going to click on the website, and it's triggered, and my smartphone is redirecting me to the OnSign TV app website as we have set it up. Okay, so this is how we could be creating interactivity without actually touch screen, right? So we're using a QR code, so the person could use the QR code, trigger something on the screen that's something that gives you a really great impression, right? And also redirects the person to a different website. So it could be a form website or something to like a landing page or something like that. So just be creative, guys. You could be creating lots of stuff with these features. So the power is on your hands, so you just have to be creative and go crazy with it. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this feature. Stay tuned for next videos. We are going to be talking about some other advanced features soon, and I hope to see you there.